Hey folks, it's Dr. Brian King, once again on the road. This time I'm in Detroit, Michigan. I love coming to Detroit. Long-term followers, way long-term followers, back when I started out doing a radio show in San Francisco, will remember that every time I popped through Detroit, I would always interview my friend Tamara, who goes by the name Tamara X on my podcast. Now, the recent versions of the podcast, I've been updating things a little bit, and some of those old podcasts are still available. But we've got a great opportunity here in Detroit because I'm going to catch up with the one and only Tamara X, and this time it's got video.
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Blues, women, and blues. I'm here, I'm there,
I doubt hardly anybody remembers your previous experiences. I think I'm drunk.
I think you are too.
I slurred two words when I was trying to introduce you.
Slodcast.
Yeah. Slodcast? Is that what I said?
Something like that.
Since hardly anybody probably remembers your previous appearances, can you bring us up to date? Tell us who you are, first of all.
All right. Well, my name is Tamara X, of course.
Is X your real last name?
Right, it is. Almost as famous as Malcolm X.
Yeah.
But not.
Well, Malcolm X was pretty famous.
I know he was.
Yeah.
Great man. But
Yeah.
Hey. So I currently am employed as a high school science teacher. And I am now going back to school, but in the past, you have currently made fun of me for never finishing my PhD, even though I have now more degrees than you.
What degrees do you have that you have more than me?
I have an undergrad in behavioral neuroscience. I have a master's in education. I am ABD. That's the one that I will never finish because it's just not going to happen.
And what does ABD mean for the rest of the
All
world?
but dissertation. So I have done all the classes. I've defended my exams, and I did everything but write the actual dissertation, and it was in science education. And then now my new current degree is going to be an MSW, so I am trying to switch from one low-paying job as a high school teacher to another low-paying job as a social worker.
Why do we podcast? Like what?
Because we're such great friends.
What
and
do
we
I
have
know?
good
But like,
rapport.
so it's funny to me because most of the people that are on my podcast are like performers or people who have stuff to promote, but you don't really have anything to promote, right?
No, I just promote comedy.
I like that you're
times.
a very funny person, and that's why I like having you on my podcast. I do make fun of you for being a teacher, but
Right.
It's not because I have something against teaching. I just feel like you could do more, and apparently you can't.
Nice. Well, I will say that my favorite line from you that I use often is you always say, I'm too smart to be a teacher. And then I say, do you know how dumb that sounds? Do you want a bunch of idiots teaching kids? But
No,
apparently America does.
We don't want idiots teaching our kids, but unfortunately, we don't pay teachers very well,
No, right.
and so like the people who are truly smart are going to
Yeah.
go into other occupations or
Yeah,
start
I-
businesses, and that's kind of what I mean when I say that.
Right, and I get that. Because
I want smart people teaching my kids.
I'm pretty smart. I'm just dumb because I'm in the wrong profession.
Yeah.
But I'm not also in it for money, but
Right. No,
it is what it is.
Yeah, but I honestly, I think you are, I've never taken one of your classes, but I do think you would be a fantastic teacher. What motivates those comments for me in the past is that I would like to see more from you, not just someone who earns what a teacher earns,
And I get that. Many people value the monetary rewards in life, which that is fine. Everybody has their thing. But clearly I stick myself in a different category because I would rather help people. And now going into social work, I'm again helping people in another...
And you're not going to get paid.
Right, not getting paid. So.
But at least with social work, I don't know, what's the difference? Why are you changing the social work?
Well, I wanted to do that. My original thought was I'm a type 1 diabetic, and I wanted to kind of give back to my community. I started doing diabetes education for a while, but in order to do more, I needed a different degree. So here I am, but once getting into working on my degree in social work, I found it a lot more interesting, so I think I'm going to venture out into other worlds unknown. Like right now, I do crisis care, so... Probably because I am in crisis, and therefore I know how to help others in crisis.
In crisis, like what's going on right now? Are you okay? Is this should I call somebody? Like this is a...
I have a number you can call. I may be the one answering the phone, but...
Let's get, I said 9-1. I'm just going to start the two first numbers, and
Right.
you say the word, and I hit the last third letter, you know?
Yeah, right.
And I hit send. No,
Code word pineapple.
Yeah, code word pineapple. We're a good teacher. Are you still teaching?
I am. I do virtual now.
Oh, that's got to be fun.
It is. It actually is kind of a hidden gem that I've discovered in the last 1 year that I've been doing it because of
COVID? Was it COVID that brought that? No.
Well, COVID brought the district that I work for to create a virtual academy for students, but that's not why I went there. I left because of situations that might not be as fun and entertaining, but there's still issues that lots of women experience. So
yeah. And I know what those issues are too. Can we talk a little bit about it?
Yeah, we can. Right. I just didn't know how serious you wanted to get.
Okay, so here's the thing. We never know what this podcast is going to be about.
Right.
Here's the thing, though. It is a serious issue.
Right.
Tamara was sexually harassed on the job. Is that right?
Right. I was sexually harassed for years, and it wasn't until the final year that I got smart enough to start documenting. So any women out there that are listening, your key is documentation. Write quotes, days, times, all the things you can, and hopefully your, whether it be employer or somebody else, will take it more serious than my employer did. So, but yes, I had a principal that was sexually harassing me for years, and I'm kind of still in the middle of that with the EEOC. So it was fun, but I couldn't stay in a building.
It was fun?
Dealing with admin that don't want to support you is, and anybody that hears a story, like the full story, it's insane.
Yeah, she told me the story, and I don't think we need to go into the details.
No.
I do want to point out, though, that at least the harassment wasn't of the nature where you were like physically violated or anything like that. You know, he just created an uncomfortable work environment for you, which is awful. But it's not like, you know, he's grabbing your butt, you know, and stuff like that. You know, or was he? I don't know.
There was one time that he did, because it was all centered around my feet and the shoes that I would wear, because I would wear heels, and then that progressed into like what I should be wearing with them, and then, you know, warning other men to stay away from me and asking them if they were sexually inappropriate with me. But
yeah, which is way beyond the line.
Anything that any employer should ever need to know about an employee.
Right.
So, but no, there was one time that he did touch my feet.
Oh, you didn't tell me that part before.
Right. Well, I didn't tell you every single detail that happened.
Hey, can we put these feet on film?
Yeah.
So,
they're not in the best shoes.
That's all right. That's all right. So he touched them bad boys right there.
Okay. Was not prepared for all of this.
Where's the high heels at, Tamara?
I know, exactly. And that's what he would do. Because I wore heels to work every day.
So I just did the same thing, but I'm not your employer.
No.
Or that's, you know.
And your friend.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's welcomed, but I still deny you every time.
You have been denying me for so long.
Right, I know. There was that one whole podcast where we talked about the cake.
The cake?
The red velvet cake. Because
yes. Before we talk about that, finish your story about being harassed and all that.
Right, and so I'm currently fighting a district that wouldn't do anything, and so I had to remove myself from that school, and that's how I ended up at the virtual academy, which is a much better place.
And what about the change to social work? Was that motivated because of this, or was it something else?
My desire to want to leave teaching after 20 years was heightened by that situation and getting away from that employer. But it was also me kind of branching out into that diabetes education, which led me to want to help more people. And I think I've put some time in helping the younger kids.
So the last time I had you on the podcast, I listed you as a science teacher, Tamara X.
Right.
What should we call you this time?
Jack of all trades.
A jack of all trades.
The
Cameron. You're gonna be
non-PhD
Jill.
having.
Well, and then at one episode in the past, it was like PhD candidate Tamara
Right.
X, and
Yeah.
and then it was
Never
like,
gonna
you know,
get the PhD Tamara
yeah.
X.
What happened with the PhD? Because I remember the last podcast, or one of the podcasts, where I was giving you lots of crap about finishing it, and I was telling you should finish it and stuff like that. And now you've not finished it, and you have no plans to. What happened with the PhD?
Well, when I looked at what future jobs I wanted to get with that PhD, I would actually take a severe pay cut. And even though I don't make any money, making less than no money is worse than making no money.
Yeah.
So negative money is not good, but some money is better.
Our educational system is awful. It really
It
is.
is.
I have people always ask me, like, they ask for recommendations. Should I go into psychology? Should I get a PhD? I don't recommend it to anyone. I really don't. The world is changed. It's a struggle. It's tough.
What you're failing to remind your listeners is that that's how I met you. I
That's
took
right.
a class with you when you were working on your PhD.
That's right. That's right. And so we have been friends ever since. And we've done podcasts together, including one where we talked about red velvet cake. So to see how I turned it all around,
You did.
I'm good at that. I'm bringing it in, man. I haven't been drinking that much. What did we say about red velvet cake? I forget this.
It was that, when we do get together, you're constantly always hitting on me, and I'm always constantly denying you,
Why
and
do you
it's all in
deny
a
me so
loving.
much?
Because you're just not my type.
I could be your type. I can pretend.
You can pretend.
Do you
There's
need me?
so
What do
many
you-
comments I could make
What do you
right
want
now.
me to do? I could be sweet. I could have a country accent.
No, definitely not. But
I
no
could
offense to anybody that
I'll open the car door for you.
Right,
I'll buy
right.
you flowers.
But I said for your birthday I was going to buy you a red velvet cake and have my picture screen printed on it or whatever so that you could have sex with the red velvet cake. That was
yes.
how.
And I don't think I've ever gotten that.
No. For all these years, do you know my birthday? I don't think I know yours.
I think your birthday is in, I want to say, Marchember.
That sounds like a perfect month. December,
that-
November.
Is that it? Is that
No,
March,
it is not.
March, August, November? What is it?
September.
What month is your birthday?
July.
July? What? You have a July birthday?
I do. I have a July birthday.
That's why I didn't know, because it happens during summer.
Right.
You
It
know?
does happen during summer.
People who have birthdays when school is out of session, they
don't exist.
They get the worst. They get
I
the worst
know.
part of it, man. My birthday was in January, and growing up, not a single person remembered it because it was Christmas
during
vacation.
January or during the
Yeah,
break?
it's Christmas break.
Okay.
So like nobody's in school. Here I am bringing a plate of cupcakes to the bus stop. Nobody wants any of them. I mean,
Nobody
hey, who
wants-
wants to come to my birthday party? Oh,
No
sorry, we're on vacation with our families.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, no, it's terrible.
Now
man.
you almost sound like my sister who has a birthday the day after Christmas.
What?
And she always complains because she doesn't get birthday presents.
Yeah,
she
no
gets
presents.
Christmas. But for me, as a kid looking at her, I said, how come she gets birthday presents from Santa and I
Mm-hmm.
don't? So it's all about your perspective.
Yeah, but I mean, honestly, what was the dollar amount to those presents versus I feel like she should have got like 125% value of your
Right.
presents. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Like extra presents.
Extra.
Some of them birthday, some of them Christmas.
Right.
So red velvet cake for my birthday.
Yep.
Maybe it'll happen. You think it'll happen this year?
This year, I don't know. Maybe. One of these years
Why
before
red velvet,
either of
though?
us.
Was red velvet?
It was
there?
red velvet because we're all pink on the inside.
Because when I poke through the icing, you can give it like red velvet and then have a layer of like raspberry in the middle, just
I
to
think
really.
this is almost verbatim the conversation that we had originally.
I need to refresh.
Except
I need to refresh my memory on that podcast. That was.
I just don't think I said we're all pink on the inside the first time. I think that's the only new comment.
Yeah, no, I think this all tracks. This is good stuff.
It does.
I love doing podcasts with you because we have a natural rapport, and we always have been really good friends, and we joke around a lot, you know,
Right.
and we kind of. We're on each other's wavelength when it comes to humor, you know. But so we met. You were my student, and then you became my research assistant, and then we became friends over time. And you saw me struggling to get my PhD.
Yeah.
And yet you were like, "Ooh, I want one of those."
Which I still haven't had, but you know.
What? I mean, come on, man. You were like right there. You had front row tickets, man.
I did. I had all the things. I'm just not a writer.
Yeah.
I'm more of a, dare I say, doer than I am a writer.
You're a doer.
I'd much
and a
rather
writer.
do things than write things.
Like what kind of things would you like to do? Do you want to do something? Who's coming on to who? Who's the one who's getting flirty now, Tamara?
Yeah,
Your
see?
last name is X.
Right. X-rated.
X for X-rated. X marks the spot.
X for extra. I've been
X
called
for
that many a times.
experience.
Right.
I don't know what that is. So so you went for the PhD and you got real close, and then you were like, screw this, I'm not gonna make any money.
Correct. Yeah.
So you were teaching, and you were
Yeah.
teaching for 20 years.
I will be at the end of 22.
22 years?
Yep, this
Wow,
school year
that is-
notes 22.
That is wild. Just to
I
even
know.
imagine. I don't
I am
even know.
old.
Have I been out of college for 22 years?
You had to have been because
Right.
I didn't start working till after.
I know I look like I'm hella old, but I'm really only 30. Oh yeah.
Right, he's 30 and I'm 56.
You're you're as old as you feel. That's what
Which sometimes maybe in the 80s, I'll just say, depending on how my back feels.
So you're right though. Every time we hang out, I always hit on you, and you always say no to me.
I do.
What's that about? How come we've never hooked up? Like not once. Like in all of our 25, 30 years of knowing each other. I don't even know how long it's been. It's been a while. But come on, man. I mean, seriously, like just for a goof, you know, just to see what's up, you know. I mean,
you've seen lots of sides of me, but just not the inside of me.
I know. I want to get in there and explore, man. I got a GoPro now. I'm using the
GoPro's going inside.
I got this GoPro right here. I mean, you know, we could just get that in there. You know, see what's it's waterproof. I don't know that would be the most comfortable thing.
No.
Why does GoPro not make like a little
like a penis-shaped
camera? I know, right? I bet you there's one on the market.
Yeah,
we
you
should
better
look for
patent
it.
that idea.
If there's not one out there already, I'm definitely going to not do anything about it because you know, how much of a market is there for a penis-shaped GoPro? Probably a lot more than I imagined.
Right. Those OnlyFans.
That's right. So speaking of OnlyFans, are you?
Oh, that's right. We were going to ask that question.
So have you ever done anything like that?
No, I have not.
Well, see,
OnlyFans.
that could be the thing that we're promoting right now with this podcast.
I think
you know?
if you think that I should, then you can comment or whatever. All
right. So wait, comment is literally what they'll do. No, there's no whatever.
I can't wait to see.
I don't know if there's a whatever. All right. So if you're listening to this or watching it and you think Tamara should start an OnlyFans, comment below, and we will do everything we can to get her up on a platform so you can start sending her money. You know,
Right.
I mean, we have done photo shoots, plenty of photo shoots before, haven't we?
We have. I think that the one thing that changes with me throughout the years is I just accumulate more tattoos.
Right. Can we take a little scan of your tattoos real quick? So you got your arms are all did up now. They were not.
Did up.
Yes.
That's great grammar for a
not
PhD versus a non-PhD person.
I did not get my PhD in English. I'm just saying.
But you're a writer.
I know I'm a writer. Don't tell anybody. So let's see. Hold it out there. So we got some people on a bench at a sunset. We got a space aurora borealis.
Right.
And apparently Mars is a thing.
Something.
Is that not Mars?
maybe Mars. It's just a random planet that was colored. Just because Mars is the red planet doesn't mean there aren't other red planets. But
it's the Chinese symbol for peace.
Right. It means I am not getting naked with you. That's what this planet signifies.
Come on, you look good naked. You know, I mean, I think, and as somebody who has seen you naked, let me go ahead and say to all those people who are thinking about whether or not you should start an OnlyFans, yes, you want her to do that. Yes, you do. Trust me. So we can't do a photo shoot today because you're not feeling it. Is that right?
For simply put, sure. Yes. Not feeling it. He did tell me to go put my makeup on before this to go get ready, and I go, did I come with a makeup bag? No, I did not. It didn't come even with a brush, so this is just me. This is just me.
As you. This
right.
Is you. No, this is good stuff. This is good. I mean, I think you look great either way. You know, it doesn't matter. But if you do start the OnlyFans,
he's just trying to butter me up so I'll get naked.
I am. Please, is it working? What got you into tattoos originally?
A form of self-expression. I think, all of my tattoos have a lot of meaning for me. So whether other people understand that or not is not really my problem. So, but I will say this was all for my mother. She did pass unexpectedly, and Brian was such a good friend. We saw each other when that happened. Immediately, I happened to be in Florida, and he was, a half hour away?
It was about an hour. I was in another town in Florida, and I was hoping to see you under better circumstances, but she had passed.
Humor helps many situations, as your life's work does talk about.
But I just felt so bad. It was, and I'm so glad that I was able to meet up with you and just have a little bit of moments, where we could laugh and
it was a nice
hug,
break from that. Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible. So this song.
Okay,
arm,
Debbie Downer.
I know, right? Hey, man, you brought it up. You're the one that tattooed it to your arm.
Yeah, so.
But I do like that it says "Love, Mom."
That's actually from the Christmas card that she had just mailed me, right before she passed.
Oh,
so
wow.
I had that.
Is that her handwriting?
That is her handwriting. Yep. And then she actually drew the bunny. Oddly, her name was Bunny. And because no matter how, the same tattoo artist has done all my work, no matter how good you are, I'm not going to trust anybody with a face because you just never know. But I thought it was a good representation. That's why it's still in pencil.
It looks like sketch.
Yeah, because it was my mother had sketched the bunny. And then these are just flowers from her funeral spray. She loved hummingbirds, so a hummingbird. And then she loved a garden and flowers, so I finished my sleeve out with an ode to my mother.
Wow. And what's the other sleeve?
So this picture is from an actual picture of my parents, and they used to love to watch the sunset together, especially after their retirement. And then my father was in the Navy and loves to fish, even though he doesn't love sailboats. It was the only kind of boat that would fit in there. So that's an ode to my parents for both my arms, my mom and sort of my dad.
Yeah.
Because I know he longs to still be with her.
So here we are in Detroit. I appreciate you meeting me here again for this new podcast, this updated podcast. Right. Is it reasonable to assume that the next time we meet up together, you'll have your MSW, or is there some potential that you won't finish that one either?
I will finish this. My graduation date is I think it's May 3rd, 2025. There's no way in fucking hell that I'm not graduating with this. I'm working a full-time job. I'm going to school full-time, and then I have to get 900 hours for my internship, which I'm currently doing. There's no way I'm going to put myself through this torture and not finish. I'm just not going to happen.
All right, I'm going to record that. I'm gonna post it to the internet, and we're gonna check in next May. And it's wait, this is May.
Yeah, so a year from now.
So a year from now.
We're well past graduation date, so I will be graduated with an MSW.
Is there going to be a party?
I don't know.
Well,
I'm so poor because I get paid shit that I might not be able to afford. The party is going to be me drinking alone. That's what my party's going to be.
If there is a party, though, you got to invite me. No, we'll have. You know what? Okay, here's what we'll do. Okay, everybody who signs up for Tamara's podcast, Everybody who signs up
My
for Tamara's
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans, donate what you can. It's all gonna go to Tamara's birthday party, and if she does
Birthday? I thought it was graduation party.
you know, I completely forgot what
This
we're
is
talking
how we
about.
know Brian is
Yeah.
drunk.
Not paying attention. So, what do you say you're gonna get married next year? So we're gonna put all this OF money towards your reception. No, yeah, your graduation party.
Graduation,
party.
yes.
And we'll put all that money towards your graduation party. And depending on what the fans contribute, we will have. Do you want to put a GoFundMe at the bottom of this podcast?
If I had a GoFundMe,
We'll start one.
Apparently, I need to start a lot of things.
Nah, we'll start a GoFundMe.
An OnlyFans, a GoFundMe.
You know, that's the thing, though. You are used to earning money the old-fashioned way, which
Right.
is you get a degree and then you get a job, and obviously that's an important way to earn a living.
Mm-hmm.
But you're not part of this like creator culture, you know, where like
Right. I am
follow
not an
me
entrepreneur.
follow me on Instagram, follow me on
Right.
all this stuff, and so I'm just trying to say, I don't have that kind of clout either. I do have followers, but it's not like my followers are going to kick you a bunch of money.
No, they don't know
however,
me from anyone.
Yeah. But if they do comment, it can't hurt,
Right.
I would love to see you graduate, and hopefully if there's a party, I hope that you invite me.
Yes, like you said, I'm like your only guest that isn't out to promote themselves. I'm just here for shits and giggles.
That's right. Speaking of shits and giggles, what did we do today?
We went to the Eastern Market in Detroit and apparently did buy flowers, but I did buy a bunch of meat because we know I'm a meat fan. So that's what I showed up for.
What kind of meat did you get?
I bought some, what was it, Hennessy rib tips.
Oh yeah, like rib tips that were
Rib
soaked
tips that were
in
in Hennessy. Yeah, and I can't wait to have some of those. And then I did buy some fillets. I had the butcher butchered up some beef for me. Yep.
If you've never been to Detroit before, if you're watching this, you haven't been to Detroit, definitely check out the Easter Market when you do visit. It is absolutely cool. It's this old school open air market. The market itself, I think, is outgrown the actual market because the surrounding blocks and buildings and stuff. There's all kinds of vendors and interesting stuff, and you can just buy just about anything there. I saw one guy selling human fingers, and they were I don't know, I just made that up.
Oh, wait, are you talking about the box that said fingers on it?
Wait, was there really that?
I pointed at it and I said fingers. That was stuck in the back of your brain and you
It
didn't
might
even
have
realize
been.
it.
It was in there somewhere, and I didn't even register, and it just came out because of
I think
the
that was made by
slips.
Cadbury. It was like Cadbury something fingers. I don't know. It was the weirdest thing. I'd
Yeah.
never seen it.
But I do. I love the Easter Market. I love Detroit. I've always been a big fan of Detroit, and I've always been a big fan of yours, Tamara. You sure we're not going to make out?
I'm positive we're not going to make out.
We don't really have to go all the
Brian,
way.
you're going to make out with yourself. And then you're going to say that you made out with me.
Well, I hope you are happy with your choices. And I hope that social work works out for you. And I hope a year from now, I hope to be invited to a party.
Right. Whether it's my birthday party or a graduation party,
Or
it'll be determined.
Yeah, some other kind of party.
Yeah.
And get some more tattoos, and we'll do
Right.
it. And hopefully, maybe
It'll be a tattoo party.
maybe we'll get to do another photo shoot. I don't know. All right, Tamara, it's great catching up with you. Thank you so
As
much
always.
for doing the podcast again. And this is your first video podcast.
Right, it
This
is.
is going to be kind of
It's the
interesting.
first time people seeing me.
That's right. Before, it was just people listen to you, and they were like, ooh, she sounds hot.
She sounds like a man. That's what they were thinking.
You think you sound like a man?
No, but and like most people hate the sound of their own voice because it doesn't sound the same when you hear it versus when you hear it.
Right. Plus, I apply all kinds of filters.
Right.
I'll make you sound like a robot.
And when I see this, I will be naked because you have removed my clothes, stuck my head on somebody else's body.
But no, I'm glad to have you again, and you are again the most frequent podcast guest when you include all the radio shows and the.
If I can't be number one, I have to be the most frequent.
Oh, you're number one. You're number one. Because the only thing I count is frequency of appearances.
Nice.
There's other metrics like downloads and listens and stuff.
People that are actually interested in what we're saying.
Yeah. But now I think this is a good one. Anyways, I thank you so much. I appreciate it. And good luck to everything. And folks, those of you watching and listening, thank you so much for joining us. This has been another episode of On the Road with Dr. Brian. Thanks. Bye-bye.
I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. Blues, women, and booze. I'm here, I'm there, I'm everywhere. I'm an asshole, I'm rude.